I'd always tell people my brothers were out in the backyard with Dad swinging a hammer, and I'd be in the kitchen with Mum swinging a spatula. And I think that's where my initial interest in food came from. Used to play fight with a, next door neighbour who was, basically he was an adult, old guy. I think I was like 12 or 13. And what I didn't realise was happening is pretty much building my trust and to the point where he eventually ended up molesting me as a child. I knew it was wrong, but at the same time it felt good. And that really, I think, ended up, shaping what I thought at the time who I was. Part of, life, I guess, was to meet somebody, get married, have children. So I met this amazing girl, and we got married, and a couple of years, also almost, I guess, 3 years into the marriage, I just felt things were not right. And at first I wasn't sure what it is, but then I guess I started to figure out. And so I left her to go and pursue what I thought it was, and that was all around my sexuality, and I was just convinced that I was gay. When I had, I guess, my first encounter with another guy, it was like, that's what's been wrong with me all these years, it was just like a huge weight lifted off my shoulder. To me at the time, I thought this was the happiest day of my life, because I finally figured out who it was. And then I got really involved in the nightclubs and different boyfriends and situations. And then I was introduced to narcotics, and that was the start of my pee addiction. Once it gets its claws in you, then it just takes over your life, and so that's what it did for me for a good number of years. I couldn't get enough drugs, I couldn't get enough money, no matter what I did, and it was costing me 10 grand plus a week to feed my habit. It messed me up. So I attempted suicide 3 times. I remember after my 3rd attempt, I really started to question God now, and I really started to talk to God and really ask him for help. I do remember seeing the Impact for Life program on TV and hearing Pastor Peter on seeing this program on TV. And although this would be like, those programs used to come on at like 5 or 6 in the morning, when there was only drug addicts up, I'm sure of it. But and I used to like watching the program and listening to him. I remember I came across City Impact, and then I walk into this church for the first time. It was just a real sense of coming home. And I'd been lost for so many years doing my thing, living the life I was living, thinking at the time, that's all good, that's who I am and everything. And then I came into that place, and it was the first time that it was just this overwhelming sense of God just saying, well done, welcome home. Nobody had said anything yet, or the preacher hasn't been up yet, but it was just right at that moment. I just knew that I was in the right place. For me, when you really look at the scale of it, I was just a real scumbag. Yet the sinner was welcomed into his arms, and I'm just thinking, really? I mean, so the times I wanted to give up on myself. I think God never gave up on me as much as I gave up on myself. It's quite a powerful thing when you think of what Jesus did for you personally on the cross. It's not about whether I was gay or not, it was about he died for me. The least I can do is live for him now. And if that means I've got to every day put some of this other stuff to bed, you know, to rest or whatever, best I can. And that's, for me, that's what it's about. You know, a lot of people out there might just think that's really the impossible. This is the beauty of God. Everything, with Him, everything is possible. You've just got to trust in Him. And that's all I do every day. I just trust in Him.